Welcome back, everyone. So I just wanted to show off my beautiful crystal trees. I bought the trees themselves from a guy at the for those in Durban at the farmers market, and then I put all my crystals, I wound them and hung them. I need to change the wire. I was told I should get some other wire that doesn't rust, because this is rusted now. But yeah, I just wanted to show them off to you, and so you know they are all these beautiful ones are watching over the reading. And I think I'll just keep this here from now on. Okay, everybody, so I've been thinking about I'd said in my video about the one card draw that I'm doing. And I will do that shortly as well, in the next, either today or tomorrow. I'll do a follow-up on that. But I had said that I will also work with the crystals, but I think I'm not going to do that now. I think I must just focus on the one card and keep it to the tarot. But I thought I will, from now on, I have, I think, 4 different crystal packs, maybe even 5. And for now, I'm going to use this one. You can see, in fact, I got this second hand many years ago, and it became even second hand with all my love. And so I'm going to use this. This one is the Crystal Oracle by Guidance from the Heart of the Earth, and it's by Tony Carmine Salerno. Yes. Anyway, so from now on, I will use a crystal to help you as a crystal card. And if I have the actual crystal that I draw, I will fetch that and put that in your reading as well. So 2 have fallen out, so let me do that so you can choose on the basis of the crystal, or just the color of it, whatever, what appeals to you, and that will be the pile. Okay, so let me take those 2. I definitely don't have tumbled stones. Well, I suppose tumbled stones are just a range of crystals that have been smoothed. They're not the raw form. And then tiger's eye. There's tiger's eye on my tree here. Lots of tiger's eye. Tiger's eye. So you've got, I don't have ruby. Oh, I have a garnet. But anyway, that's ruby. Rutilated quartz, I don't have either. I've got lots of tumble stones here, and tiger's eye. So I won't use any of the crystals. I'll just let that be your choice. Group 1, ruby. Group 2, rutilated quartz. Group 3, tumble stones. And group 4, tiger's eye. So I feel what I should do with these is just speak from what comes out for me, and then maybe from the cards. I'm not sure. Well, let me experiment with it, right? So you can take your time now and make your choices. Group 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, when I spoke about doing that, working with the crystals, the point I'm trying to make is there are so many different interpretations of the crystals. Some deep, some simple, some like weird and wonderful. And firstly, where did that knowledge come from? Because it's not ancient wisdom, the crystal wisdom. The only books I've read are from modern Western people. So, so I question that. Where did that come from? How do they know that those crystals have that energy? 1. And 2, there's so many different versions and explanations for different crystals that it can be very overwhelming. But there are some common crystals that I will keep trying to talk about the crystals in the introductions to my reading. So in a way, I feel and that is why I want to reinterpret them myself, for me and what I see as your reader, and encourage you to do the same. Okay, so welcome back, group 1. The ruby. I mean, it's the most obvious thing about the ruby is the red. So, okay, what I'm getting from this is not just base chakra, because I do think it's very much a base chakra. The rubies are associated with riches, right? Abundance. So base chakra stuff for sure. But also, so root chakra as in grounding, but root chakra as in, I think that perhaps this group is dealing with either a feeling of lack of abundance, or perhaps that's what you are moving into, a space of more abundance. But let's see what the other cards say, what comes up in the other cards. I'm going to use my little teapot. Okay. So here we go. Let me read Tony Carmine Salerno's as well, his interpretation of the ruby. Okay. So he says, I have to take my glasses off now. Your passion for someone you love is being rekindled, and you will soon find yourself glowing with a newfound sense of joy and wonder for life. As you find yourself reflecting on all the blessings and precious memories derived from this beautiful relationship, you realize that bad times are easily forgotten, yet precious memories of love live forever. Love is an ocean which forever ebbs and flows, at times a raging sea, at times tranquil and calm. And the key words are passion, love, precious memories. That's beautiful. So let's see what the cards have to say. I'm not sure what I feel about these cards. I love Chris Ann's first deck, I really do. This one, and it's just a matter of personal preference, because it might be the art style I'm not sure about, but I like her writing, and I just got this the day before yesterday, so I want to read her book first. I did read something, just one thing, and I really loved her interpretation. It was so beautiful. So I like tarot producers who make you think. So let's see. So you have the 6 of Emotions. Okay. The Queen of Materials. And so that came upside down, the Devil in reverse. So I'm going to use this card in my Hanson Roberts deck, because it's also new, and then I might just get clarifiers with this teeny tiny one. Look at that. So let's look at this. Feels like happy energy because of the Devil and the Queen of Coins. That's Queen of Coins. So you have the 6 of Cups in reverse. And the 6 of Cups talks about past memories of nostalgia, of you can see there's her inner child, or her little child when she was little, and that maybe just an ancestral memory, because it's a woman, grown woman. It might be referring to that, could be. And she has a really wistful look on her face. So let's think about that. That's you get that 6 of Cups in reverse. It could be it does feel like you might be really missing someone, or a time. Let's see what the other cards say. But it does look like There's something to do. Maybe there definitely is something to do going on about your, another emotions card, 5 of Cups. Something to do with the base chakra. That's right there. I'm thinking there's something to do with material possessions that might be a concern for you, or perhaps there is something to do with, because I would think the devil in reverse is perhaps about addiction. Perhaps you are worried about money to a point of obsessing. Okay, this is so weird, right? And then you get the 2 of Cups in reverse. So it's almost like a mix of my interpretation, which is the coin stuff, and the emotions. There's a mix. And your emotion stuff all are in the reverse. So, and then you have the 5 of coins, of cups here, and the 2 of Cups here. So there's something about, the 5 of Cups often is about, it shows you not seeing what is in front of you. And so with the 2 of Cups here, and that thing that you're not seeing is the 2 of Cups. It's not seeing love when it's right in front of you, kind of thing. That's so interesting. But you're longing for something in the past. Maybe a simpler time. But there is definitely something you're crying over. It's like you're seeing only the negative. You're seeing, it feels okay. Something's starting to come to me. It feels like you might have negative feelings about something in the past, and you're focusing on that with the 6 of emotions there. It is like the 6 of emotions can also speak about soulmates, but it's in the reverse. It feels like it's talking about something in the past that you're hankering after. This is a very dreamy card. So you're all in your emotions about this here, and perhaps it's stopping you from looking at something potentially new in love. This with the 2 of Cups here. So you're looking at that, but there is this that you are refusing to look at. Or it could be that you're seeing that as the only possibility. But between these cards you have the Awakening, which talks about a new beginning. But this is quite a powerful new beginning. It's not... It's almost like a death. It's a rebirth after a death. So something's ended, but it's ended so that you can have this rebirth. And I see the Judgment card, that's a Judgment card, as very personal. It's not about somebody else. It's about our personal reawakenings or rebirths. Like we've done some work, we've done some assessment of ourselves or a situation, and that's allowing us to have a rebirth. I'm going to get some clarifiers because there's another thing that's coming to me here, and there might be lots of possibilities. There might be different possibilities for different people. You might have chosen this, and one story feels more appropriate for you, right? So the other thing that's coming to me is that perhaps you are coming out of this feeling because, yes, of that looking backwards. You're starting to look forward to new beginnings and new possibilities. But those possibilities might not have presented themselves to you yet. Now, with the Queen of Coins there, it could be that this thing that you're referring to, this situation, relates to an earth sign, more specifically a Capricorn, maybe a devious Capricorn, or maybe, no, I shouldn't say, maybe a Capricorn who behaved badly towards you. Then you get the King of Cups here. Now, I'm not sure what I'm clarifying or what I was clarifying, but let's see what comes out. So there definitely is a lot to do with emotions here. See that the High Priestess is at the bottom there. Wants to get left behind. Too many. The King of Cups I'm associating more and more with gentle strength. And perhaps all the kings have that ability within them, but particularly the King of Cups. The King of Cups is very comfortable with their emotions. So perhaps you're a water sign and you're becoming more comfortable with something that had to be let go of. Oh gosh. And the devil comes up again, right? But in the upright, and you get the Five of Swords. So it definitely feels like there was some kind of bad behavior. Okay. So bad behavior, and I think it's related to this Queen of Coins. It could have been you. You might be the earth sign that's watching, or someone who is very earthy, very much like this root chakra type person that's creative but very very concerned with the material, abundance, maybe even food, like wealth, in not in a negative way, but you might even be a person that finds it easy to make money, or on the other hand, you might be one that's obsessed with making money with that devil card there. So maybe right now you're not too sure. Must I be focusing on my loot, or must I be focusing on love? Someone in a previous relationship behaved badly, I think, or hurt you, or hurt the other. Let's say that, put it that way. Perhaps both parties have been playing a game of cat and mouse. Let me show you. Have I shown you all your cards? Okay, so that's the Five of Swords. Five of Swords, for me, the Five of Swords is about this winning at all costs, and sometimes winning at your own, at a cost to yourself, cutting your nose to spite your face. So, yeah, let me see. And with the devil here, the devil's come up twice, right? I've got to keep my eye on the time, which does suggest faulty behavior. And I'm going to see it in the negative. I was just saying to my son, look at this depiction of the devil in the Hanson Roberts. And he loved it. He said, oh, it's so beautiful. It's so intricate and stuff. And what I notice about this devil is very much that hold on. It's very much that hold on, not hold as in hold on, the hold that the devil has on these two people. This might be a very deep relationship, a deep relationship that's toxic or not good for you right now is not good for you right now. And I really believe that we should not stay in relationships that are bad for us. We should, and sometimes it's easier said than done. It's not easy sometimes. I know that. But if you are in a difficult relationship, use it to help you grow strong. Grow strong enough to be able to walk away. That's what I would say. It could be that you were in a relationship with the Six of Cups there. It could suggest that the relationship is there, but not there. It's not in the physical, it's just in the mind. And with the Five of Swords is right between, it's there between the King of Cups and the, so there feels like a water sign and an earth sign in this relationship. Doesn't feel like a triangle. And I think the earth sign might be very Cappy, or might be a Capricorn. Well, Capricorn's shown up twice, should I say. Might be someone who has the traits that you associate with Capricorn, right? But I think there's a need to let go of whatever it is. Either it's the pain you need to let go of, or you need to let go of that relationship, or to also to let go of the game playing. Speak your mind. If you need to say something, speak your mind, but really don't put up with shit. Also, don't play games with other people or with another person, I think the cards are saying. And with the Two of Cups, there's something... Okay, let me just give this some more thought. I think this is you. It could be someone... Oh, it could be... That could be you, but I'm feeling this is your energy, or someone's watching, cross-watching, or whatever. So this could be, I see this as you, the person who's watching. I see this as the other. There has been some kind of game playing. Perhaps you've both been pretending not to care about each other, and this does seem to be a theme that's coming up. That comes up a lot. There's this game playing. I mean, it could even be love triangles, but there's game playing. You know what it is. I don't know, but you do. You know what that game playing is. There's something addictive happening here. Obsessive, maybe. One person is obsessed with the other, or both of you are obsessed. You might even be obsessed with the idea of one person only, that's the person that Spirit or God has earmarked for you. And I think you need to question that. I really think you need to question that. It is possible that we get all the signs that someone is the one, only to have that not come into fruition. And perhaps that's because we have been called to another purpose, to a higher purpose, to a bit higher relationship, to a higher way of being, to serve humanity, to serve ourselves, to look out. I don't mean, whatever the case might be, to be more true to ourselves. That's what the journey of life is about, is being more true to ourselves, becoming more whole within ourselves. And from that place of wholeness, we then are able to interact with people, others in more whole ways, right? So I'm going to take these. Oh, wow. Sure. Okay. So we have the Queen of Swords here. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups. And we have the Page of Swords. So there's definitely, I feel there's a need for communication. Straight talk. You have the Five of Coins here. You know, I did that one card draw about the Five of Coins. And even just now when I was doing the clearing the cards, the Five of Coins from this deck was left behind. So I think I'll do that, post that in the next couple of days for sure. But with the Five of Coins here, what I feel is that you need to look at where you see yourself as the outsider in a relationship, I think. I think there is some huge rebirth going on with you with regard to this relationship. You're having some kind of epiphany. You're starting to see it for what it is, good or bad, but not even good or bad. You're starting to be clearer about what its role is in your life. And that could be coming together with the Ace of Cups here. That's so beautiful. Or it could be you coming together with somebody else, or opening yourself up to new love. Right? The Five of Coins with this Five of Swords, I think that the game playing might be you turning inward on yourself. With that nostalgia, there's something to do with you maybe playing games with yourself. You need to think of that, beloved. You know, these are general readings, and they but they can help point you in the right direction. I also don't believe that I have all the answers. The cards are a tool for us to reflect with. I'm not psychic either, and I will never claim that. And also, you have agency. You know your story. You know your story better than I do. And you know. And I hope that what my readings do is help you have an aha moment, or say, oh, yes, I see that in myself. You know, I try to make them so that to get you to think. That's my purpose. Okay. So with the Five of Coins is the first thing. So first thing to think about is, where are you playing a game on yourself? Where are you telling yourself you are not worthy to go in and get the food or the resources that are in there? You're not worthy of that shelter. You're not worthy of all the good things in life. And maybe that's related to this Queen of Coins energy. You're not worthy of this root chakra stuff, the stability. There's something about that that's playing out in your life. So you need to think about that. That's the first thing that I see here. Perhaps you don't feel worthy of a new love, or this old love, this cup being offered. So you need to look at worthiness, I think. And perhaps the addiction, that's not an addiction so much as it's in you not embracing your shadow. Not looking at all the little corners and crevices and just shining light on them. Showing yourself how every little aspect of yourself is beautiful. Of course, there might be things you want to change, but so what? Those things that we need to change are also channels towards finding our beauty, right? So if you feel like you fall short in certain behaviors and attitudes, if you feel, okay, I don't know enough about that thing, go and learn about that thing. Oh, I don't keep up with the news. Watch the news. Read the newspapers. I'm not very good at, I can't fix my own thing. Boo-hoo. Learn how to fix that thing. You know, it could be deeper than that. I'm just using like light issues, but it could be, something that you see as ugly within yourself. I think you need to start shining light on that and accepting it and owning that, or transforming that, which is what this transmuting is the word that feels better. Transmuting it so that it becomes a tool, it becomes a beauty, it becomes something that's more meaningful for you. It becomes the positive thing that it's aimed at making you find, right? I try to make these short, but sometimes I can't help it, right? So along there's a need for clear communication and no bullshit. It's this time, whether that's with yourself or with somebody else, you need clear communication. The Queen of Swords takes no shit from anybody, very much like the Queen of coins as well. In fact, all the queens are. Well, especially the Queen of Swords. She is so clear in her communication. And that's her power is in her ability to communicate clearly. So be the Queen of Swords. And if there's nonsense going on, deal with it. Be upfront. Okay. And then, so that's one. That's two. Look at where you are selling yourself short, or you are not valuing yourself enough. Every one of us makes mistakes. Every one of us has things that are, for want of a better word, dubious, or whatever it is. Perhaps we spend too much time on the couch watching soapies, or we binge watch something and that makes us feel bad. Sometimes you need to do those things. But when that interferes with your progress, then you do need to haul yourself in, right? And that's the loving way the devil works for us, is to help us shine light on those shadows. And shine light on the things that we think are not beautiful, but that may actually be beautiful. Those things, let's say, for example, you've really hated the fact that you're a kind soul and people take advantage of you, or you feel that people think you're soft and blah, 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 and that weighs heavily on you. So you might not like that about yourself, but other people might really, really appreciate it about you. So why throw that away if it's part of who you are? The way the devil would work, in my imagination, would be to say, okay, well, I am this, but perhaps there's an aspect of it that I use against myself, or I allow people to abuse within me or take advantage within me. So then how do I keep that, but make myself strong, build my boundaries, be more like the Queen of Swords, with my cups energy, with my still being loving, right? That it would have been more appropriate having the Queen of Cups there. The Queen of Cups is so gentle and loving that she can be taken advantage of, but she is the epitome of being loving, but also learning how to be. She's the nurturer. She's more the nurturer than the king. But I guess I see there is potential within the Queen of Cups to be taken advantage of, but part of her journey is becoming strong enough so that she can still be that beautiful, gentle soul and kind soul, but not allow people to take advantage of her and take her for granted. So perhaps that's just an example. Your shadows. That's what the devil's there for. You can use the devil to become obsessive and wallow in self-pity and do things that work against you, or you can use the devil as a way of seeing your addictions, seeing your shadows, seeing those things that you do not like about yourself, confronting them, doing this analysis, right, which the awakening card is about, the judgment card is about, doing the analysis and figuring out for yourself what needs to go, what needs to change, what can be built on, what can be worked on in a different way, used in a different way. So that's what the awakening card is about there. And then perhaps your advice, and your other bit of advice, because all these are advice. In fact, there's a whole lot of advice in there. With the Page of Swords there is, I think you are being taught, your lesson right now is to learn how to communicate more clearly. Learn how to communicate more clearly, whether it's in love, whether it's to do with business, but enough of stabbing yourself in the back or letting others misuse you, abuse you, or whatever the case might be. So yes, so beloved group 1, that's taken longer than I thought. There might be something to do with it seems like there's something to do with the relationship. Games have been played from either side. But for you, your lesson is to shine a light on your shadows, and look at what is serving you and what is not serving you. What you might perceive as unbeautiful, but which is in fact beautiful, but maybe needs to be displayed in a different way, in a way that is more constructive. Think about where you play a game of selling yourself short. And open yourself. You need to have clear communication, and perhaps that's maybe the new beginning is about this, learning how to communicate more clearly and put up boundaries where they are needed. And use the devil. The devil is such a powerful card to have, especially if you're a Capricorn. That is your ticket to transformation. It's your ticket to healing of wounds of the past, ancestral wounds. It is a really powerful card to have on your side, because once we are able to see ourselves for who we are, see our shadows, that's when the transformation, the real transformation can happen, the deep transformation that leads us ever forward on our journeys. Okay, group 1, I have to. Gosh, that has been so long. Okay, it is what it is. I hope that helps, beloveds, and have a wonderful week ahead. Lots of love to you. Bye. Welcome back, group 2. Group 1's reading took too long. Well, it took long. So, rutilated quartz, what am I seeing here? I'll read Tony's his observations as well. So, you know what I'm seeing here is the hidden within the obvious, something to do with all the hidden little treasures. It's so mystical here. Something's hidden, but actually, even though they are hidden, they are still there. Tony says, you are subconsciously receiving loving vibrations and loving thoughts from someone connected to your past. An episode of conflict that hurt you emotionally is now being healed and reconciled by the power of forgiveness and unconditional love. Over the coming days, you may find yourself emotionally and mentally reciprocating this love as you reflect on a person or past event. Through this mutual exchange of love, past wounds are now energetically being healed and all negative attachments resolved and released. So, anyway, for me, I'm seeing the hidden, and it could be the past love stuff. But let's see what comes up. The hidden in what is presented, seeing what's behind what is presented, right? So the 10, a huge change, the Wheel of Fortune, the Star, and the Page of Inspiration. That one wanted to come out too. 6 of Inspiration. So, a huge change. Fortune's changing. In the upright, fortune's changing, definitely in a constructive way. But something needs to be healed. There's something perhaps that you need to look at that needs healing. And the Page of Inspiration is about taking a chance, taking a new beginning, but perhaps you're terrified, and maybe that's where the healing comes in, is that, sorry, let me let you look at that. The healing is maybe about not being afraid to take a chance on something. So something is changing with the Wheel of Fortune, and it looks like it's to do with your accolades, your success. There's victory it suggests a victory regarding something. And then you have the Fool, which echoes in the reverse, echoes for me the Page of Inspiration. Some creative project that you're afraid to take a chance on. And then the Nine of Inspiration, which I'm seeing. Oh, look at that sacral chakra kind of energy there. But in the reverse, it's like something feeling very burdensome. Why? Because I'm seeing so much positive in this. Okay, I was going to get... Oh, okay, I will use the other... Let me just put those there. So there you have, wow, 5 of Materials. It came up in the last reading as well. And that's the card, the 5 of Coins. That is my card draw for last week, which I will speak about. I'll close and choose another card. Before the end of this week, I'll post that video. So in the reverse, same kind of message. Ace of Emotions. They also got the Ace of Emotions. So there's lots of Cups energy. And then the 2 of Inspiration in the upright. Looking out, waiting for something, not taking the action yet. So there's something, yes. Okay. Let me get this out. I'm going to use these then for your more advice. So, to me, it looks like you've been successful at something. Here's your success card. Wow. Look at all that. And with the Wheel of Fortune there, I think there's definitely been a success that's happened. But somehow you're not seeing that with the 5 of Coins. You are seeing yourself as an outsider in some way. You're not able to see that as a success. And I'm not sure why. So perhaps there's a healing that needs to take place regarding that, about the way you see yourself. So that you can take leaps of faith. Like, I think you need to think about your success, the hidden, those hidden things about you that you don't want to acknowledge. I think you need to start seeing yourself, seeing your beauty and your contributions and valuing them. If you don't value them, other people are not going to. But it seems like you've been given some award or some kind of acknowledgement. Perhaps you've completed an exam and you've done really well. You've completed exams and you've done well. Perhaps you've completed your PhD for that matter and you've done well. Perhaps you've completed a job and you are moving on to your next new, exciting, but you're so scared. Okay. And then you have your Star card there and your Fool card. And below that you have the Ace of Emotions. So there's some aspect that you need to look at and look at healing. And I think it's this thing of seeing yourself as less worthy, not worthy of that. Dude, come now. Wow. Okay, so this is really weird. So like I just became tearful, and I'm just gonna, so the words that came to me were, you are beautiful. You are beautiful. So I don't know if you probably needed to hear that, but that's what I got. Don't block your new beginning, beloved. Don't block your new beginning. You are so worthy. You are so worthy. Healing this this thing within you that sees yourself as unworthy, so that you are comfortable taking leaps of faith, because you are so beautiful. And I honestly feel like that message came from maybe your higher self, your higher beings that work with you, that you are beautiful. And when people say to you, you are beautiful, that's because they love you, right? That you are loved. That's the subtext. You are loved. But you have to see that from within. You have to love yourself, right? Really, you do. Because people can shower you with love, but if you are not ready to accept it, you will always see yourself as lesser than. People can shower you with compliments, but if you do not love yourself, you will not see that in you. Like here, this card for me is echoing that. You've got the 9 of Wands in reverse, and to me that's saying you're seeing all your accomplishments as burdens. Why? Perhaps you see failures as burdens. Stop. Every one of us has failed. Every one of us has failed at something. But we don't have to call it failure. We can call it a mistake. We can say, it was a lesson. It's something that I've learned from. And then once we see it as something that we've learned from, we can then, even if we're sitting at the crossroads and only looking out, this is the first step before we are then able to welcome in our ships, right? This is the 2 of Wands. It comes before the 3 of Wands, where you are now, waiting. You can see your ships actually advancing towards you. Here, you can't even see the ships, but at least you have moved out of the state of this energy of, I'm not worthy. All your experiences have taught you, but you're not seeing that, right? And so you need to do this healing in order for you to at least get to this point where you can start seeing the light. You can start seeing, I can now take a leap of faith into my future. 7 of Cups. I'm just going to take 3 from here. Also because I want to show off my lovely Hanson Roberts deck. I've wanted this deck for I don't know how long. I like the bright colors. And the childlikeness of the cards, I think. They're cartoony in a way. So too much is falling out there because I'm excited. To see. So 7 of Cups is about choices. I'm going to put these in the upright because I'm seeing them as your take home and your advice. I think your big bit of advice, and I love that Temperance has fallen right under your healing, because your healing is about a balanced view of yourself. No, you're not perfect, but you definitely are not that imperfect person that you are. No, that's not the right word, because I believe we are all imperfect, and that's what makes us beautiful, right? But you are not that unworthy person. That's what I'm getting. Group 2, if this doesn't fit you, perhaps it fits a specific situation, or perhaps it doesn't fit you at all. But that's what I'm getting from this reading, that you have healing to do. The Temperance is also about healing. It's about coming into balance, finding that yin yang, being the alchemist, changing, taking all these lessons, these mistakes, or projects, or whatever they are, those things that you're seeing as negative, saying, no, I can turn this around, I can integrate this, and there you get the Knight of Swords. 8 of Pentacles. That just talks about diligence, and I think enough for you. So the 7 of Cups. I'm seeing this as all those aspects within yourself. Somehow, I feel like your healing is to do with all the different aspects of yourself, and I think your tendency is to see them as negative. It's about looking within. Look, she also has a cup there. And it's, to me, it's saying here to start valuing all the different aspects of yourself. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. The successes, the castles, even if they're castles in the sky, the rainbowness of you. The octopus is able to do so many different things. I'm trying to see all the things. There are all the treasures. There's a little fairy and there's a dragon. That everything within us we can use and make more beautiful, or we can acknowledge, or we can see as bad. And I think you need to be looking at all your treasures and transforming them through the healing light of I think transforming them through your healing, and your healing is in temperance, is in coming to balance, is in having a balanced view of all the different aspects of you, not to make yourself look, I think you maybe look at yourself negatively. And if this is about depression, I think that you need to seek healing, a counselor, someone who can help you deal with that if it's about depression. Because, from what I understand about depression, it's a chemical imbalance. Some forms of depression are about a chemical imbalance in the brain, which stops us from seeing things in a positive way. So if that's the case for you, then, beloved, you just seek that help. But somehow you need to be looking at the whole of you and not just seeing the negative, or seeing all the cups of you, and healing those that need healing, and celebrating those that need to be celebrated. And then move towards your healing, whether that's seeking a healer or doing a lot of healing practices yourself. Could be sitting in nature. Healing is it could be Reiki. It could be sitting out in nature. I said it could be whenever you drink water, for example. Maybe you need to drink more water, but you could, every time you drink the water, fill it with an energy that you feel you need. It could be like pink light, and when you drink, just imagine the pink light flowing into your body. Whatever you associate with healing and with positive energy, fill that. Our imagination is a powerful thing, and that's what healing is about, right? Not only that, but that is how we self-heal, is by using that power within ourselves, taking ownership of healing, letting it be something that we can use to our advantage. That's what it's about, Anyway, so those are just a couple of suggestions of how you can do that healing. And then the Knight of Swords, again, it's this energy of moving forward swiftly with confidence and belief in yourself. But the Knight is also swift energy, but the swords, I see the swords as communicators. Sorry, I have to pause. Hi again, everyone. I'm sorry I had to take quite a big break, and I was close to ending this, closing this out. Yes, and I was talking about the Seven of Cups for me in this reading, making me think of all the parts of you that it's kind of like calling them home and acknowledging them, the things that you think are bad and good, just owning them and just bringing healing to all of that, with the beautiful temperance card. The temperance is the alchemist, so which means very much that energy of being able to change, transform stuff, transform things, make water into wine, and transform all those things that you see as ugly into things that are beautiful. Everything is a lesson. Everything is builds us, you know. And then I spoke about the Knight of Swords. I think seeing this as advice, it's about swift action. You know, with all the healing that's taking place and that I think you need to allow, there's a feeling that I get here from that you need to be bold and daring. You know, once you feel like you've done the healing, I guess, or be bold and daring in looking in at the shadows, looking in and taking ownership of your beauty, of every aspect of you, owning all the good things you've done, all that you've achieved. And I think that the Knight of Swords here is about being clear about that and being true to yourself. That's what I think, being true to yourself. And which then takes you into this energy of letting go of that feeling of being left out, opening yourself up to love within yourself and without, and from outside, and preparing for new beginnings, because the two, it's almost like after the new beginnings, like that new emotional beginning, but it's like an in-between phase where you've set the groundwork, but you are maybe still a little bit afraid to move out, but the energy for that is there, and the solution, the solution comes in the form of being bold and being willing to take risks that are, you know, if spirit or your higher self presents you with opportunities, be willing to take the risks. And the only way you will be willing is because you've done the healing work, because you started integrating and seeing your beauty and owning all that you've achieved. So, you know, I'm going to come back to this rutilated quartz then. And I think that's so beautiful because it's talking about all the mystery behind that surface, that there's different aspects of you behind that surface, and perhaps your week ahead is about exploring those different facets of you. Yeah, I hope that helps, beloved group 2, and I hope, please give me feedback. I'd love to hear how this reading plays out for you. Yeah, something gave me a fright. I don't know what that was. But yes, thank you group 2. Lots of love to you. Have a great week ahead. And I will be posting my next videos soon after this, around the one card video. Okay then, lots of love to you. Take care. Bye. Welcome back group 3. Welcome back group 3. Oh, I've been wanting to use these and I haven't once used them. They're just so cute, man. Anyway, I don't have to use everything. But let's look at your card. You've chosen the tumbled stones. Let me see what I get from this. I think tumbled stones are just, you know, the collection of stones. You get them in packs with different types of stones. Like, I think that's moss agate. And, well, maybe rhodonite. I I don't think that's aventurine, but that is like yellow jasper or something. Anyway, that's not important. And I see carnelian, but something about mixing things up. Maybe your reading will be about, let's see, it might be about mixing things up and putting things all together. Let's see what mysteries await us in your reading. But let me just read Tony's interpretation in his book for you, so you can see if that fits. Okay. Today marks the start of a new beginning, a new way of looking at life and the world around you. Be it in dreams or through beautiful rainbows, you are being infused with light and blessings. Relax. Surrender your concerns to the universal light of love and allow this wondrous healing to occur. You will soon find that others are attracted to you. Many will come and seek your help and advice for you are a beacon of light unto all. In the near future, you will empower others with your love and wisdom, so you help them see their own inner light and beauty. You are a natural born healer who leads through the power of love. Okay, so I'm going to carry on using those Tony's ones for the next, until I exhaust them. But I think what I'll do is just use my interpretation and then perhaps provide a written interpretation in the comments or on Facebook. Or else there's just too much information, and also I really try not to, it's very hard, but I try not to make my readings too predictive and definite. That's the word, like cast in stone. Okay, let's take those. So you have, a group 1 got that as well. Awakening, so there's a huge, you're doing, perhaps going through an evaluation of sorts of whatever is around you, perhaps of all the things around you with that. Okay, so let's get one more. Okay, it's looking like lots of head stuff and lots of material stuff. So perhaps that's your mix, earth and air, that you're working with at the moment. So that's the Judgment card, Awakening. It's a beautiful picture. The 9 of coins, which normally speaks about independence, financial independence, and perhaps in this reading you are feeling financial constraints. Perhaps you get the 2 of voices, which is the 2 of swords in this deck, which is about feeling stuck and trapped in a way, not being able to see the way forward, like maybe having choices. Perhaps you've got a decision to make between something that is in the head and something that's very practical. So that's interesting, hey? And then you have the 5 of emotions in the very same position as group 1. And it does feel like, let me think about it. So the 5 of Cups talks about not seeing what is available to you and focusing on what is not available, focusing on what hasn't worked instead of what can work or is there. Something that's lost. You're focusing on the 3 cups that have spilled and not on the 2 cups that are standing, that are very much available to you. And then with the Page of Voices, looks like there are too many voices in your head. Especially in the reverse, perhaps there are too many voices in your head. That's a Page of Swords, and you're not sure what's the right. Perhaps you are too much in your head at the moment. And then you have the 10 of coins in the reverse. So I think there's might be a lot of financial worry for you, beloved. And that the tumblestones then makes me think about all the ideas and the churning and stuff going on. Perhaps there's a lot going on for you. I'm associating that very much with these two coins cards. Let's see what comes up. This is clarifier, sort of clarifier and advice. So I really think there's a like you are not sure whether to go with your head or not so much your heart, but your practical wisdom versus head wisdom. That's going on here with the 2 of swords there. And together with that, there's this energy of looking at the bleak side of things rather than the constructive, the positive. And it's possibly because there's just so much going on here, right? Let's see what comes out. Get more clarifiers. But the positive thing, really positive thing here in your reading is the Judgment card, because the Judgment does talk about a reawakening or like a rebirth. So I think you're going through some kind of big change, possibly to do with it's possible it's making you really anxious about finances. But what's working against you here is maybe your tendency to look at what's fallen. Maybe you're looking back too much and not forward. It'll be really interesting if the 2 of Cups comes out. Okay, do one more and take one more card from there. Okay. 10 of Pentacles wanted to come up, and the Knight of Rods. Okay, so immediately I would say one piece of advice is to be use the energy of the King, the Knight, to light the fire, but be careful not to just start new things rashly. I love that the 10 of coins, you've got the 9 and the 10 of coins, and then you get the 10 of coins again here. It's like a promise. It's like a promise of to see the happy family as your idea of stability. So perhaps that's what you need to be keeping in your mind to help you not look at what's past and look towards the future. Oh, there you go. The King of Page of Cups. Right. Let's see what's happening here. So group 3. Huge change going on, but you really are torn between head and well, actually, perhaps you don't need to be torn between them. Perhaps your advice is to use both. Sorry, I keep pointing at that. That's emotions. That's cups. But yeah. But you've got 2 swords cards here, like this too many thoughts or too many ideas, which I think very much relates to that. There's this feeling of too much going on. But you know what? I think it's just a phase. I think it's just a time, when you're fired up about a project. I know. I have sleepless nights because I'm so passionate about Selful Soul and all the things that I'm doing and want to do. So sometimes I lie awake at night planning. And that's not really good for me, but that's what happens. And perhaps you are also going through that. But there might be too many voices in your head, and I think you need to think about calming practices so that those voices don't overwhelm you, right? You feel like this tells me that you're not too sure. You're keeping yourself stuck because you feel like it could be that you feel like you have to make a choice between two options, and so that keeps you feeling blindfolded and stuck. You've got your arms crossed over your heart, so it's blocking. Okay, it's blocking your intuition. So this feeling overwhelmed with all the thoughts in your head could be blocking your, making you feel like your intuition is blocked. Together with you looking at the negative, perhaps you've had a negative experience in the past. I think this group is starting something new. You're going through this reawakening. I would say perhaps this is a good time to just do some introspection. Take time to look at all that you have achieved. I think there's so many similarities, although this is a much lighter energy. There are lots of similarities in the first three readings to some extent. Yours is much lighter. It feels like you are going through a huge transformation, huge change. And perhaps to help it along, you need to, and because I see this energy of this earth or air, do I, and I see this like potential for rash energy and for not knowing or feeling confused, right? And because of that, and because of this huge transformation that's taking place, and also because the judgment can also speak about re-evaluating or reassessing, not reassessing, evaluating and assessing. And I think what you need to be evaluating and assessing is perhaps a tendency to look at the negative, particularly within yourself. Right? And I think it's not so much a choice between head and heart for you, or head and grounded. It's about trusting that you have both of those within you. This card is about your this feels so much like a reading I did for someone recently. So the 9 of coins is about standing on your own, but perhaps you're feeling alone, and I would say part of your process is to call on others. This jumble here again could be that, knowing that you have so many resources available to you in the form of other people, but also within yourself. With the 10 of coins, they're the people again. It's trusting that you have people that are 100% in your corner, 100% in your corner. They are holding your hand through whatever this is. It feels exciting. They are with you. So calling on that, you don't have to feel alone. You're not. And the prize is so big. The prize is so big. The potential for this success is so huge, especially because you get it again. I feel like your path to this, to letting go of this feeling of being torn, of too many ideas, of being restless maybe, is through this, offering this cup of love to yourself. And that includes looking at the positive aspects, the 2 cups that are standing. It's all you need. You don't need the 3 cups that have spilled over. That's the 5 of cups. 5 of cups, 3 cups, you are facing 3 cups that have spilled over and not even aware of the 2 cups that are standing. So the 3 cups of the past, they are all the things, they've served their purpose, they've brought you to now, and now you have this wonderful gift of the 2 cups. And when I think about the 2 of cups, and if I think about it as a project, which I think this is, especially because, man, that tumbled stones makes me think of so many, the possibility of so many, whether that's so much money, or let me say so much abundance, so many people that you can reach, so many influences, so much. That's what it feels like, so much, and a melting pot of all of that kind of thing. And yeah, so that's the potential. And you see, I lost my train of thought. But giving yourself this. Oh yes, I was talking about the 2 of cups. And for me, in a project, in a thing where it feels like a project or a new job, possibly, whatever, the 2 of cups then is about trusting that integration within yourself, trusting that you have that divine masculine, divine feminine energy within yourself to sustain you. And it can be in saying, I know when to draw on my sidekicks, my people, because you have your people there in your corner. And so the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, interesting that I'm seeing it as the Ace, which is an offer. It's a new beginning in love. And perhaps that's what it is, but it's an offer. In the Page, there's an offer. And I think it's suggesting that rather than looking at the 3 cups that have spilled, look at the 2 cups, the potential for you to reach those 2 cups and to be those, and the potential to reach those 2 cups, and the being, knowing that you have those 2 cups within you, that balance of the divine masculine and feminine within yourself, and helps you know when to act, when to be in swords energy, and I'm just using the voices, the 2 swords, and when to be in practical mode, right? When to do and when to think. I think those are your 2 energies that are working closely with you. But then we have these 2. We have the so you've got all the energies here. So that's a lovely balance, and perhaps that comes back to that tumblestones, earth, air, water, and fire. How beautiful! You've got the water there. You've got the earth, air, fire, and here you are. So rely on. So the fire energy is enhanced by all the other aspects within themselves and their wisdom, because so use the night to fire you up, to take those leaps of faith, to take those actions, to ignite the ideas, whatever they are, and the king to have the wisdom to know when to draw on that, or draw on that, or draw on that, air, earth, because the kings are wise. And we all have, we can't have everything within ourselves. So if you're more fire, you know when to draw on other people or yourself, those energies within yourself. And so for your take home, I think the advice for you is to do this little bit of reassessing or assessment of yourself, and where is it that you where you see the negative within yourself, where you don't value the experience of the past, and don't see the value that you've gained from those experiences. Where do you tend to cry over spilt milk? And I think in this case, it's also about you being harsh on yourself. And allow this awakening will be enriched by that. That's what I feel. This energy of the thinking too much will also be helped by that calming energy of just sitting back and reassessing. Some people journal, and I'm a great fan of journaling. It's my meditation. But if you're not into journaling, if that's really hard for you, just spend some time in quiet contemplation. And I think what you need to think about, your reawakening, is about starting to value those 2 cups within yourself. And doing the self-love. This page is looking at that fish. It's like, oh, surprise, surprise. Oh, I didn't know I had this. So I think you need to be filling yourself up with self-love and doing self-loving things, whether that's exercise or indulging in something that you don't normally allow yourself to indulge in. But mainly it's about starting to do that assessment, and perhaps for the week ahead you can do that every day, is do a little bit of a clinical, with your head and a heart, assessment of where you sell yourself short. There's a lot of that energy in all the readings. Where do you sell yourself short and not see your vast potential there and there? But you do have a lighter energy, I think. I think what you are going into is exciting. You need to still your mind. And I think that these are all related. Stilling your mind and looking within, pouring the cup of love into yourself. I mean, self-loving acts can be like having a bath every night and just simply relaxing in it with bubbles and candles, and it could be buying yourself a fluffy towel, a fluffy gown if you can afford, like the most extravagant gown if you can afford it, or if you can't, going to second-hand shop and looking for that, or looking online for that. So, but something that makes you feel comforted and loved, whatever makes you feel comforted and loved. But I think that's your key. And then just remember the potential. It's such an awesome, and remember who you are, standing in your king power, and using the night whenever you need a bit of inspiration, knowing that you have this within yourself to give you a kick. The night is just about starting. So if it was a caution, it would be saying, don't rush in and out. Ignite the fire, the spark, but don't do things too hastily. Yeah, and I think I'm going to leave it there because the readings are getting really long. And I hope that helps, beloved Group 3. Please give me feedback. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Take care and have a wonderful week ahead. Bye. Welcome back, Group 4. You've got the Tiger's Eye. And the Tiger's Eye I associate with abundance, prosperity, financial reward. It's very much a money card, a money stone. I've got loads of it here on my tree. So let's see. Okay, let me do something different. I will use the Hanson Roberts for you and then clarify, or use the advice cards I'll draw from the Muse stick. Hierophant. In the reverse, Page of Pentacles, the upright. So some kind of offer possibly. Oh, Knight of Swords. Fast-moving energy, or very clear, being very clear about something. So perhaps there is an offer that will be made, a financial offer. Okay, so your Hierophant there feels very priestly, has the keys to some kind of wisdom, but in the reverse, perhaps you are moving away from some kind of traditional setting. Might be family, it might be study, it might be university, and you moving to a new beginning. Okay, Judgments come out 3 times in the readings. Okay, I'm going to take all of these. There you are. And there you are. And there you are. Oh, there's so many, okay, there's so many similarities, but here, honestly, I feel there's a lot of money stuff going on here, or potential. Okay, let me stop. Let me just think about this. So here again, I'm seeing a battle between the head and heart. It's not really a battle. I think these are energies, either energies within yourself. There's a new beginning happening, an offer, a financial offer. It feels like a financial offer has been made or is being made. It's very non-traditional for you. So it could be that you are an academic, or a student. Maybe you've come out of academia, or you've left studies, and something quite different, something quite material is being offered to you. A job perhaps, but something that has potential for financial abundance. And then you have the Knight of Swords here. Okay, you are fortunate, my group 4s. I'm going to draw from here. I threatened to, and I forgot to draw from these cute little cards. I'm not looking. You know, 3 of the 4 groups is going through some kind of awakening. Charging ahead there. So you are moving, that's the Knight of Wands, swiftly away from this into a new energy. Let me see. There's a rebirth happening. The angels have made their call, and you will either follow, or, well, it's almost like you will follow. There's a call being made, and it's almost like you have no say. There's this new beginning happening. You've walked away from that into this. It's kind of unfamiliar, maybe, because with the Hierophant, that was familiar. It was quite traditional. Something that for you is traditional, very familiar, to something that's less familiar. But you, I feel, are quite gung-ho, and I'm going to take a card for that to see what if that's, you get the Strength card in reverse, and perhaps it's just saying, yes, move forward with clarity, but don't let ego get in the way. Don't let ego get in the way. That's what I think. You've got the fire there, that was in the reverse, and you have the fire there. So I suppose the caution would be not to rush. There's almost like an energy of you have to rush, but perhaps with the just let me slow down. Okay, I'm gonna draw clarifiers for each of these cards. There's judgment again in the reverse. It could indicate that you might have some fears about this new beginning. You have the Queen of Cups, the Judgment. Perhaps whatever is happening for you is required. And then you have the King of Cups again in the reverse. It's requiring gentleness towards yourself. And the King of Coins. So, let's see. So you get the Hierophant and the Knight of Wands. So the Hierophant in the reverse, to me it's talking about something traditional that you are moving away from. And with perhaps the new beginning, this new beginning here requires more of a Knight of Wands energy and a Knight of Swords energy. So clarity, moving forward clearly and with passion, but then just being careful to know, to look within, I guess, and to know when it's negative ego and when it is the right thing for you. I'm going to come back to that Strength card. So this new offer, I think that you do need so much about assessment, reevaluation and assessment. Okay, so I think, so that's your Judgment card and that's your Judgment card. It's significant, right? And with the offer, perhaps whatever offer is being made, you need to be discerning. It feels good. It feels good to me, but you need to ensure that you take care of yourself with that, with whatever that offer is. You need to put yourself in the take care of yourself in the process. Be aware of what you have to offer. Just be discerning. I guess the Strength card in reverse, it might be telling you, like, the Knight is quite young and the Strength is quite mature. It's a mature energy. It's a wise energy. And perhaps in the reverse here, it's with the two Knights, it's just saying, do move forward, but do still be discerning, circumspect, be wise about whatever your movements forward. So you're going through this huge rebirth, and I think that, or what the Queen of Cups says to remind you, is to be gentle on yourself, to fill yourself with, she's very contemplative, she's looking within. It's also saying maybe your new you are moving more into more of an intuitive space. Maybe your reawakening is in deeper into your intuitive self. It's almost away from this energy to this energy, the Queen of Cups energy, from the Hierophant. The traditional is not, whatever's traditional for you, towards something that, towards more in like more 4 cards that are going to come out here. Intuitive energy. And this last row, I always put in the upright. Look at your cards. 8 of Voices. Okay, and then let me just carry on with these, right? Then you have these 2 beautiful kings, the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. This could be a relationship between a heart-centered person and a someone more earthy, someone that is very earthy. Could be an earth sign and a water sign. It could be someone who presents as earth and someone who presents as water. The caution with the earth sign would be not to get wrapped up in just wealth, to allow the water energy, like emotional energy, to support that. Let's say if this is 2 people in this, the caution with the King of Cups with this watery emotional energy is to allow to see where you might see yourself as trapped when you aren't trapped, to maybe get stuck in the head. And if these are both your energies, maybe you are moving in and out of these earth, water, the concrete and practical, and the emotional. If you're finding that you're moving in and out of these energies, when you are feeling too much in that earth energy, remind yourself of your ability to perhaps do stuff that is more emotional, that's more gentle, that's more nourishing, like watery stuff. Dip your feet in water, have long baths, wear pink. What else? So just like that watery, flowy dance, do slow dance, even if it's on your own. Right? And then if you find yourself too stuck in the emotional, if you find yourself being emotional, to it could be related to your getting caught up in thoughts, and so allowing yourself to then let go of negative thinking. That's what I think. That's if the 2 energies are yours. It could be a partnership, and then we have the 2 of Wands, which could also talk about a partnership. Perhaps you are going into partnership with someone, those 2 energies. And I would say the 2 of Rods, there's so many similarities. Another group also got this, and it feels like you are at the precipice of taking a leap of faith into this new world, this new offer, whatever that might be. It feels like a very abundant kind of offer, and you are there on the verge of this thing. You haven't taken the steps yet, but you're very close to that, and you're like contemplating what would make this the best possible journey for me. And then you got the King of Coins in the reverse, and I think perhaps the caution there is to think about that abundance is so much more than just money. It's love, it's joy, it's peace, it's friendship, it's beautiful people around. It's so much more than just the being sitting as the King of Coins. That King of Coins can be very lonely, especially in the reverse. So it's just that caution. So when you do your contemplations, your around your assessments, do so with the gentleness of the Queen of Coins, with loving energy. Honestly, the messages are so similar with all four, but just slightly different energies. You know, the 3 and 4 I think have a lighter energy, but you're all going through this huge transformation. We probably we all are, and it's a reminder to allow that to happen, but with so much love for yourself. That keeps coming up, right? Love. Not allowing ourselves to be too caught up in the head. And perhaps that's the same here with the Knight of Swords. It's, yes, move forward, but don't let it be too calculated, too much in the head. Trust rather your gentleness to lead. Or just keep going back into the gentleness, the heart space, the love, reminding yourself of love through water, through color, through practices like journaling, through dance, those things that make you feel loved, through calling a loved one, through reaching out. Yeah. And then this last row, which is advice and extra information, I always see it as, you've got the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Materials, new beginnings, beautiful new beginnings, abundant new beginnings. And you can see here, right, abundance is flowers and beauty. It's more than just the material possessions, but it includes the material. 4 of Inspiration, it's stability. 4 of Wands, it's stability. Stability that comes from, although in this one, the stability is like very ethereal, it's very head, it's very much in the air, you know. But I think the stability again comes from those connections with people who love you, who care about you. And then you have the Emperor. Wow, beautiful. Emperor is also about that stability. So, like, yeah, I think then those are both 4s. The thing that you'd be careful about is that you've got the 8 of Swords there and the 8 of Swords there, is not being caught up in your head. You know, like maybe caught up in the old things, being able to let go of that requires that you loosen these bonds. You know, what the 8 of Swords talks about is this person here, those bonds are not tied tightly. She can easily remove them. The 8 of Swords are not all around her. She can walk away, she can walk out. So it's just a perception of being tied down or being blocked. So whenever you feel that energy, I think this energy of being stuck or unsure how to move forward, I think firstly, remind yourself that you're going through a huge transformation. Remind yourself that you have all this energy, this courtly energy, this king, these 2 kings. Remind yourself that you have the passion to start things. You have the discernment to move forward, to be clear and to move forward with clarity. But that just must be tempered by your wisdom, and the constant theme is this gentleness, I think. And that's what I'm seeing there, is being loving with yourself while you go through that transformation. When you find yourself being maybe too dogmatic, which the Emperor can be, and the King of Coins, is to remind yourself of love, of emotions. Likewise here, if you feel yourself getting too emotional, remind yourself that you have the ability, or remind yourself, and what I'm seeing here with the King of Cups is the convincing yourself that you're trapped when you're not. And sometimes maybe when you get too emotional, it's because you are getting maybe caught up in the head stuff. This one went round and round, but it's kind of like the jumble of there's so many, the tiger's eyes, there's a whole lot of them there, and I think there's potential for a lot of growth and abundance and wealth in this group. Huge possibilities. Let me just summarize. Moving away from the traditional, whatever's traditional to you, you have the Knight of Wands there to help you move forward, but also caution to not be too hasty. Although I see the Knight of Wands there quite positive, it's the thing that's helping you move away from that past. With that, you've got Judgment, which is a huge transformation going on, which is why you're moving to this new opportunity that's being presented. A reminder to just be gentle with yourself, be full of love, be the Queen of Cups, keep going into your intuition, to loving yourself, fill yourself with love. New beginning, the Judgment card, as a reminder. So this new offer, I guess it's the Judgment card here in the reverse is saying no harsh judgments on yourself. The Knight of Swords is very clear but full of energy. Just a caution to, yes, use your mind and use your head and be clear communication, but just temper the ego whenever you find yourself in ego. Temper the ego so that when your knight charges forward, it's with absolute integrity. That's the word. It's with integrity, with fierceness, but with fierce integrity, knowing that you're doing things that are in line with what you believe in, and not, so the negative ego there is tempered. I've spoken about Judgment. The King of Coins, again, just balance the King of Coins with the King of Cups. King of Cups, balance the King of Cups with just noting, am I too stuck in my head? Is that why I'm getting emotional? Then use your emotions positively to feed yourself rather than make yourself feel over emotional. Although the King of Cups is seldom over emotional, King of Cups in the upright is so calm and strong. But with the Eight of Swords coming here twice, there's just a caution that you could get trapped in your head. And I think that your guidance is more in the earthy and in the emotional. Emotions are working for you now. So just play with using emotions in a positive, constructive way for you. If it's two people, just be aware that the King of Coins can become dogmatic, and therefore, if you are working with the King of Coins, you can just remind them gently of the King of Cups, that they can be, you can tease them into seeing their King of Cups energy in the constructive. When you feel they are becoming too much about money, and likewise if it's you, if there's a partner becomes too emotional, just gently guide them to see where they might be overthinking, and bring them back to using their emotions constructively. So it's kind of like this balancing act, and it's like I say, it could be within you. There's a new beginning. There you are at the precipice of this new world in a way that's so different to what the world you have known. And with the King of Coins there, in the reverse. And the King of Coins has also come twice. I think it's just a reminder to not be dogmatic, to not say it has to be this way, or the highway, or I have to have that, it has to work out this way. If something doesn't work out in a certain way, go with the flow. And I guess that's also what the cups are here to remind you, is about going with the flow. Just a little bit of going with the flow. And if you think about those two working in tandem, just balancing them with each other. When the King of Coins, when you find yourself being too dogmatic about a way of going, go into the flow. When you find yourself flowing too much, bring yourself down back to the practical. Sure, I know it's a bit much, but I think it's useful. And I know these readings have been long, but that's the way it is. Okay, I'm going to finish off. So that's your advice. The potential Page of Coins and the Ace of Coins, beautiful, is potential for all this abundance, and a reminder again that abundance is more than just money, but it is also, that's really very, very present, this really earthy energy, this energy of creating something really concrete and stable, and being in the Emperor. And then the one caution is about just note when you feel yourself being stuck in your head, that those trappings, those traps, that blindfold is in your mind. It's not real. You are your own blindfolder and your own captor, so you have the tools to get out of that. And sorry, I just want to come back to the judgment. You are going through this huge transformation. Just remember to come back to your intuition and your flow and your loving yourself and giving yourself that, looking within and being heart-centered with yourself, I think. I'm going to leave that there. Draw on the energies of these positive masculine energies here and that feminine there. And all your fire and power. Beautiful, I think. Okay, group 4, I hope that's been helpful. I know I did ramble with all these readings, but they were so really, really, really so interesting. I think there's something quite powerful going on with this transition from Leo into Virgo soon. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Lots of love to you, group 4, and I hope this is a wonderful week. Please share your feedback. I look forward to that. Lots of love. Bye.